What is going on? It's your boy Nate Be Lit. Nate really does be lit. And we are currently in sunny Calpe right now with the fam. Got my little princess. Mama? Wanna say hello? My little princess. My wife is with us as well. And I just wanted to film this piece of content because I know I've been slacking on the YouTube, right? But I wanted to just share some words of encouragement with you guys right now, because I was speaking to someone on TikTok the other day. What day was it? I think it was Thursday. And he was basically asking me for some advice because he wanted to give up. He's been learning how to trade for a little while. I think he said a year and a bit. And baby daddy just filming something right now, princess. And he was basically at the point of wanting to give up. And I'd said to him, like, bro, well, I'm gonna break down some of the things I told him so that maybe it can find you well, maybe it can give you some encouragement to continue on this journey, because I know this journey it's not an easy journey, and it's not something that's straightforward. Like, if I give you some insight very quickly into some of my thought process as I was earlier in my journey and trying to find my way in this trading thing, you go through this weird period where, especially if you started from younger, I started learning how to trade when I was around about 20, give or take, right? And I'm gonna come and sit down on this warm ass sand. But yeah, like, I was in this weird period of time where my friends were going to university, getting good jobs, and it almost felt like I was kind of staying stagnant because I was learning this new skill, and it was quite difficult in the beginning. Learning this skill, I was taking trades, losing trades, winning some, giving my money back to the market. The typical way that a trader will kind of start learning, right? And that how their process will be in the beginning. And as I'm on this difficult part of my journey, I'm seeing people getting accepted to go to this, this job and they're, getting out of university or whatever. And it almost felt as if everyone was kind of progressing and I was staying stagnant because I didn't go down the university route, because I wanted to just get straight to the money, right? So, bro, this beach is so beautiful, bro. So on a separate one, right? And you guys can see, water is so blue. We've got that big rock thing over there. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, like, just going back to what I was saying, like, I was seeing people progressing and I was kind of staying at the same point. And there were times, I won't lie to you, where it made me think to myself, okay, do I just kind of stop doing this whole trading thing and just kind of go the normal route so that I can keep up with the quote unquote Joneses, if you will, right? And I'm so glad that I did it in hindsight, because what you find is that you might be at this point now where you're in this job and you're learning a skill, and it might not even be trading. It might be some sort of business, or might be AI, or it might be whatever it is, whatever type of skill it is that you're learning. And you might find that you're in this weird period where you're learning and people are, passing you, if that makes sense. And from that point, I was like, okay, cool. Let me stay on this journey. Let me just see how this thing goes, because I knew I didn't want the same as what everybody else had. The job and just being able to afford their car and home and traveling once a year or whatever. I just knew I didn't want that. So I kind of continued on this journey, and over time things did start to get easier. So I kind of want to start off by telling you that it will get easier, provided you continue being diligent in the time that you're working and you're learning this skill set. Because a lot of people will equate how long they've been doing something with the results that they should have. And it's like, I say this all the time, if you get two people go in the gym and they're both going for a year, they dedicate themselves for a year, and one person every single time he's in the gym, he's like working, headphones in, he's not talking to anybody, and he's just locking in. And the other person, he spends the same amount of time in the gym, but he's talking to the guys for half an hour, going to get a drink and loitering around, and then spending 15-20 minutes working out. You can probably guess the difference in results that they're both going to get. So make sure you're being diligent in the time where you are learning the skill. That's something that I will definitely say will be a difference maker between you and other people that are learning this skill as well, if you are learning how to trade. Now, again, just going back to what I was saying earlier about you know, seeing other people. Because of that, it kind of led me to be a little bit like, okay, shit, I don't know if this thing's gonna work out or whatever. Over time, like I said earlier, it did get easier, but you have to just, you know, I know it sounds very cliche, but stay the course, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, trust the process and just do what needs to be done. It also does help as well, working with someone that actually knows what they're doing, so that they can look at what you're doing from a bird's eye view and give you speedy answers. Okay, this is working, you probably shouldn't have done this is right, this is wrong, so that you can learn faster. Do you see where I'm coming from? You know? What else did I say to him? I also said to him as well that, bro, you have to ask yourself what your reason why is. And again, it's something that's very cliche that people talk about often. Oh, my why, my why, my why. But I think very seldom do people really check in with themselves over and over and over and over and over again over a long period of time and kind of stay in line with what their why is. What is your why? You know, if your why is just to flipping go to Dubai, do you know what I mean? Or if your why is just to flipping, I don't know, make 10K and that's it, then you're not going to stick the journey out when things are difficult, which they will be, you know? Like, I have a ton of people that reach out to me, whether it be via YouTube, whether it be via Instagram, TikTok, all asking me the same thing, bro, can, you know, I've seen your videos, can you help me with my trading? I see your journey, da-da-da. And it's like, bro, I'm very quick to set the expectations straight away. Why do you even want to do this, bro? You see what I'm saying? You know, because it's not hard. There's going to be times where you're like, yo, fuck this, man. I don't want to do this anymore. Or there's going to be times where it's just not, like, things are just not going your way. What do you do in those times, you know? If your typical operating system is for you to just give up when things get a little bit tough, then naturally you're just not going to make it, you know? But if you operate from the place of, okay, cool, my why is this and I've got a bigger why than just what I want, you'll find that it's a lot easier to stick it out, you know? For me, it was far more than just, oh, I want to be able to go on holiday, you know? I wanted to be able to not just go on holiday, but bring my wife and bring my daughter wherever she is. I don't even know, where's the money? Oh, wherever she is. You know, I wanted to be able to take care of things when I do go on holiday with them. I want to go on multiple holidays, you know? Like, I want to be free, you know? I want to be able to do what I want. The reason why we're even here is for my daughter's birthday, right? She asked me in the car, Daddy, can we go on holiday? I told her no, because I wanted it to be a surprise. And when she was no longer around me, I was like, oh, cool, let's go, let's do something. And we ended up finding ourselves here. That's real freedom. I didn't have to check in with anybody. I didn't have to, do you see what I'm saying? I didn't have to, oh, can I have some holiday? And I didn't have to do all of that. And that's why I decided to stick this thing out, because I knew if I got it right, I'll be able to be a little bit more, or a lot bit more freer, you know? And that's what I want for all of the students that I work with, you know? So again, like, have yourself a bigger reason why and stick to that, you know? Like, every day you should be checking in with yourself. What did I do yesterday to get closer to my goals? What like, if my goal is this, what do I need to do today? And if you do that every single day, you find yourself a lot more focused and a lot more dialed in with what it is that your goal actually is. Do you see what I'm saying? Which leads me on to another thing, checking in with yourself daily. Do you know how many people don't write their goals down? It's nuts. People have goals, or they have dreams, because a dream is a goal that's just not written down, essentially, right? But people will have these things that they want and they don't check in with themselves. They don't really ask themselves if they're moving towards that goal or not. They're kind of just bismillah in their way through life, and then they expect to get somewhere. You know, it's like if you look at a leaf that falls off a tree, notice it just gets blown from place to place. That's you, bro. Do you see what I'm saying? If you're not writing your goals down and regularly checking in with yourself, these are just things that I've done on my journey. So again, like, I can only speak from my own perspective and kind of what's worked for me and what is working for me currently, because I still got goals. Like, as a side note, don't think just because I'm doing all of these things, you know, I'm traveling and, you know, being free and, you know, like all of these things that you guys see me do on my YouTube, whether it be, you know, whatever, catching these good trades or whatever, don't think that just because I'm doing this that I've got shit all figured out, bro, because it's not the case. You know, I still got goals that I'm reaching for, that I'm working towards now. You know, there's always more to do. There's always a next place to go. So I don't want it to seem as if I'm making this YouTube video like, hi guys, I've made it. You know, it's not that. I'm a lot closer towards what I want my life to look like than I've ever been before. You know, I just started off working in Tesco. You see what I'm saying? And fast forward a few years later, I'm free and I do what I want when I want to do, and I say what I want when I want to say it. You see what I'm saying? Because what are you gonna do? You're gonna fire me or what? Do you get what I'm saying? So again, like making sure that you're, if we just round up very quickly, making sure that you're staying aware of what your end goal is, you know, what your reason why is, making sure you're checking in with yourself every day. This is what I'm doing. This is what I need to do today in order to get to this goal. You know, what else can I share with you guys? What else did I share with the guy? Oh, that's it. I asked him, what's the alternative, bro? What is the alternative? Like, if you're on this journey now, you're learning how to trade. You've been doing it for a few months or a year or however long, right? And you're not getting the results that you want, and you're feeling like quitting. What's the fucking alternative, bro? You're gonna go back to work, the job that you don't. Are you gonna stay at the job that you're at, the job that is causing you the misery that caused you to want to start learning how to trade in the first place? Do you see what I'm saying? Or are you gonna go and find another job? Or are you gonna go? Do you see what I'm saying? Because all jobs, a lot of the time, it's the same thing. You know, like if you're not happy with this job because you're not free, you're gonna be unhappy with the next job because you're not free. Because you can't be free just working a job. You can have a job and be able to be free, but you can't just like, okay, my job is my only income and I'm free. It doesn't work like that. Does that make sense? So ask yourself, what's the alternative? Like, if you don't get this right, what's the alternative? Ask yourself, you know? And are you, more importantly, are you happy with what the alternative is if you decide to give up? You know, because I speak to people all the time and it kills me sometimes. I've worked with students, I'll be so real with you. I've worked with students where it sounded good in the beginning. Yeah, man, I'm serious, And then as soon as a little difficulty turned up, it disappeared, you know? And not only did they not continue with their journey, but they were cowards, you know? They couldn't even speak to me and say, listen, like, not that you don't have to answer to me, I'm not your boss, but they didn't even have the courage to say, yo, you know what, bro? I don't, it's quite hard and I don't think this is for me. They just disappear. And it kills me sometimes, but it's like, bro, like, there's so much on the other side if you just keep moving forward and keep putting one foot in front of the other. There's so much good on the other side, bro. Like, now I'm coming back soon, right, to the UK. And bro, I remember going on holiday back when I was working, you know, when I was working, you know, full time and 9 to 5 or whatever. And like halfway through my holiday, I'm like, fuck, like I've got to go back to work in a few days, and I couldn't fully enjoy the rest of the end half of my holiday because I'm thinking about, you know, you know, I've got to go back to work in a few days, and every day is tainting my day more and more, you know, till the end of the holiday, the last day, and I'm like, yo, I can't even enjoy it, man. I've got to get ready for a couple of days time. I've got to go back to work, and it's not it, bro. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not it at all. So what, like, again, now I don't, you know, fast forward a few years, I'm not worried about going back, bro. I'm looking for, like, bro, I love my work, bro. I've got pop-up shops for my perfume company coming up. I get to go back to, you know, my students that I work with, I do my one-to-ones with, and, you know, the weekly live calls. We host 4 live calls a week. I'm looking forward to going back to those. I'm looking forward to jumping on calls with my students and reviewing their trades and helping them move forward in their journey. I'm excited to go back. Does that make sense? You know, like TikTok lives, you know, just sorting stuff out for my perfume company. Like, I enjoy the stuff that I do. Do you know how many cool people I get to meet via, you know, owning a perfume company? It's nuts, bro. Do you see what I'm saying? So I enjoy my work when I go back, so I'm not like upset when it's time to go back. This is what's on the other side of this thing, of you learning your, you know, the skill and really being diligent and staying the course, you know. And again, I don't say this to, you know, oh, you know, at the end of the day, everyone do what they want to do. I can just tell you again what's transpired on my journey and the difference. I've got videos of when I was in Tesco. I've got pictures and images. I'll put some pictures up here of when I was in Tesco, right, working full time, and I won't say that I was unhappy, you know. I was to a degree, but it wasn't because of the job. It was just because I knew I was operating under my potential. Still now I am. Hence why I work so hard. If you guys see me on social media, you know how much I work. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't say all of this to, you know, to be to motivate. You know, I'm not, because motivation fades. I say this because I genuinely want to pass on some of the things that have worked for me in my journey and things that are currently working for me. you know. So I'll add 2 more things to this, and I'll leave it at that, because I do want to go and play with my daughter. She's running around on the beach somewhere, enjoying herself. So 2 other things I'll add is, when you find, like, if you're working with someone or you're looking to work with somebody, once you've decided the person that you're going to work with, whether it could be myself. I do believe I can help, but it ain't got to be me. You find someone else if you want, right? Once you've found the person that you're working with, stick to them like glue. Ask them questions and make sure that you're bombarding them with questions. What does this mean? You know, I marked up a chart. Can you check this out for me? Oh, I took this trade. Is this valid against our criteria that we look at? You want to have a blueprint that you're following, and once you find the person that you are working with, and you know you're following the blueprint of, you want to make sure that what you're doing is in line with the blueprint. You want to make sure that what you're doing is valid. So having somebody checking your work and working with that person and making sure that everything is in good nick, and doing that consistently over time, and asking the hard questions and moving towards discomfort, because I know how it is, you know. Like, I've worked with people in the past and, you know, had charts looked at or whatever, and being told that it's wrong, and it doesn't feel nice. It's uncomfortable putting yourself in the face of embarrassment. You know, I've worked, obviously my brother, Master of Coin, that I've had an interview with. By the time this comes out, I might have put my interview out with him. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure. But, you know, I worked with him I'm working with him currently, you know. And in the beginning, when I was working with him and I was learning stuff, and, you know, I was already profitable. But at that point, I'm going back to being a student again. And it wasn't nice being told, okay, this is invalid, this is wrong, this is wrong. Do you see what I'm saying? It wasn't nice, but I continued moving towards that uncomfortability, because I knew that me being uncomfortable in the pursuit of answers is more, it's less uncomfortable than the uncomfortability of not hitting my goals and not moving and do you know what I mean? Just living my life like how I was living it before, you know, just being unhappy and, you know, having to make excuses as to why I was going to the toilet for so long, because I was really in the cubicle flipping, you know, entering trades or whatever. Like, bro, and my manager's asking me, what took you so long? And I'm having to, excuse me, I'm going to the toilet. Do you see what I'm saying? All of these things like that, bro, it's nuts, bro. Do you see what I'm saying? So making sure that you're really dialed in with the person that you're working with, whoever that person may be, it's a game changer, bro. So don't forego that because of, you know, comfort. I don't want to feel uncomfortable. What if he tells me no and I feel embarrassed? Fuck that, bro. Like, move forward, you know. And the last thing that I will leave you guys with is as follows. It's a quote by Charlie Munger, right? Who's the business partner of God rest his soul, the business partner of Warren Buffett. He was the business partner of Warren Buffett in what was the name of the company again? Forget the name of the company again. Remind me in the comments. Berkshire Hathaway, that was it. And he said, how did he put it again? He said, each day grow a little wiser. Step by step you get ahead, but not necessarily in fast spurts. And what I took from that is this, right? Every day, move forward, right? You don't have to, like, people focus too much on perfection and not enough on progression. See what I'm saying? Focus on progressing every day. Every day, if you progress and you improve and you become just 1% wiser every day, that's 365% more wise you will be at the end of the year. See what I'm saying? So that compound effect really, you know, is real. And it doesn't feel like you're making progress in the beginning. You know, you might not feel like you're making progress with every gym session, but then you look back in 6 months and you're like, damn, this shit is really, you know, it's really starting to ramp up, you know, and that's what I want for you guys. So I'll leave it here, because again, I do want to go and play with my daughter before we get out of here and go and have lunch. So yeah, man, I hope this finds you well, guys, man. I really, really do. Like, I hope you guys can see the genuinity with this thing. I do want you guys to win, and I didn't want to just give you just vague bullshit. Like, don't, you know, stay the course, man. I wanted to go deeper than that. Do you see what I'm saying? You know, never give up. Yes, we know that, you know, and I'm going to add that as well. Don't give up. Stay the course. Stay the course. Like, it's impossible to fail if you don't give up, right? That's the last one I'll leave you guys with. But with that being said, it's been your boy Nate Be Lit, because Nate really does be lit. If you do want to work with myself, you know, if you've seen some of my content and you're thinking, yo, like, I do want to work with this guy, you know, he knows what he's talking about. I've watched his YouTube stuff, I've seen the trades that he catches, and he seems like a real guy that wants to help people. I hope I come across that way, because I really am. I just want to help, bro. Do you know what I mean? I do want to help. that if you do feel like I'm the person that you want to work with, send me a DM on my Instagram. Will be somewhere below here. You can find me, you know, you can find me. I'll leave a link to contact me as well in the comments. Not in the comments, in the bio rather. I'm still getting the hang of this YouTube thing, right? Believe it or not, I've been doing this for like under a year now. So yeah, but hit me in the DMs, or you will find a way to contact me. Let me know in the comments as well what type of content you want to see moving forward. I have got some stuff coming out soon. Interview with my sensei, and he's also interviewed me as well. And we spoke about some really good shit as well. So that will be coming out. I'm going to be doing some more traveling throughout the course of this year. I had my operation in January, and I've obviously healed up now. So the traveling will begin. Well, it's already begun, right? So let me know what type of content you guys want to see more from me as well, and I will do my best to accommodate. But yeah, man, I will see you guys very, very soon with my next piece of content. This is going to be unedited, by the way. So yeah, man, you guys can see the realness in this. No edits, it's just raw, bare back in it. Do you get me? So yeah, man. But yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope this finds you well. Remember to keep your heads on that bread, and I'll see you guys soon. Bow.